Happy Sunday, heathens. I'm Taylor. I'm the disc golf pastor, and today we're heading to a course called the Firecracker. Honestly, after my last tournament, I need to play a course that I know I can play well and I feel comfortable at. So we're heading to the Firecracker today and we're going to play around. But as we play, I want to ask you a question and I really want you to use your imagination in how you answer it. Here's the question. What would happen if you played golf with Jesus? Let's see what happens. We've all had this happen to us at least once when we show up to the course, right? We walk up to the first tee and there's a person there on the tee already throwing, but they're there by themselves. In this scenario, are you the kind of person that's going to invite that person to play the round with you? I know I definitely am. I really enjoy meeting new people and hearing what they're passionate about. I don't know what it is, but hearing someone talk about what they love, even if I have no interest in the topic they're talking about, it's like fuel to my soul. Because passion is such a contagious thing, right? If I hear you being passionate about something, it reminds me of what I'm passionate about, and it makes me even more passionate about that thing. So I was imagining this scenario the other day, but the scenario is you walk up to the first tee, and it's not someone that I haven't met before. It's someone I know really well. It's Jesus. And he asks me if I would like to play around with him. Now, I don't recall Jesus playing disc golf in the scriptures. Feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Maybe he was the Jerusalem Open champion in 30 AD and I just overlooked that in my research. And if I did, I'm sorry. But if this is the same Jesus that can command the wind and the waves to stop and they listen, I imagine he would be able to manipulate a disc to fly however he wants, right? So we walk up to the first tee, hole one, and it is the longest, tightest tunnel shot you've ever seen. He lets me throw first, and I take my driver, throw it as hard as I can, try to flip it up right into the gap, and naturally, that's my first throw of the day, so it's going to be a complete shank, right? I hit first available on the left side with my driver, and it kicks even further into the woods, of course. Absolutely no shot at par from there. Now it's Jesus' turn. He steps up with a putter. Oh, goodness, this guy. And I imagine Jesus, I like to think that he would throw the royal line from latitude 64. So it's probably like a faith or something like that. He throws it, and there's never any doubt. That disc is going in the basket, right? And sure enough, dead center chains, ace, hole one right off the bat. And remember, I'm 50 feet off the left side of the fairway, scrambling just for a bogey here. And he's already, 3 strokes up after one throw? It's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. We walk up to the second hole, and it's a par 3, 450-foot water carry the whole way. He steps up with his driver, probably a Grace or a Glory or something like that. Looks like he barely throws the disc. And sure enough, never any doubt, straight into the heart of the chains. I then step up with my driver, and I throw it absolutely as hard as I can and land 100 feet short of the shoreline. Now, luckily, I'm playing with Jesus here, so retrieving the disc from the water was absolutely no problem for him, right? However, I'm quite in the hole here. This man's got a 6-stroke lead through 2 holes, and it's only getting worse. He aced every hole on that course, you guys. And I'm scrambling to make par or even bogey at times. By the end, I'm even embarrassed to tell him my score. It's not even close. I don't deserve to walk on the same course as him. Yet when the round's over, it's time to turn in the scorecard. And Jesus does something incredible. He puts my name next to his score. And he takes my score from me. Why would he do that? Surely he made a mistake, right? I ask him, Jesus, you signed your name next to the wrong score, right? Like, he replies and he says, that's no mistake, my child. It seems like a crazy, unbelievable story, right? But this is actually what Jesus did for you and for me. We were down here walking through life without him and making a mess of everything, trying to fill our own scorecards with success, yet stumbling and falling flat on our face at every turn. But Jesus decided not to let us keep living that way, and he provided a way out. He came down to this earth. He lived that perfect, holy life that we are incapable of living. And then the Bible says, he who knew no sin became sin for us, that we might become the righteousness of God in him. He switched scorecards with us. He took on our bad score and gave us his. He's the one that earned the score, yet we get to live in the victory that he earned. That's the beauty of the gospel. And when this gospel is on our hearts, something amazing can happen. Let's go! Woo. Thank you, Brody. You know what really grinds my gears? Continuity errors. Anyway, first ace on the channel. That's so awesome. Hopefully, there's many more to come. But when I said that something amazing happens when you know Jesus, I'm not saying that you're all of a sudden going to ace every single hole you play, right? I'm not saying you're going to become a millionaire, live in like this big fancy mansion and never experience any problems for the rest of your life. That's just not the experience of the Christian. Jesus once said, in this world, you will experience trouble. He didn't say you might. He didn't say it's possible. He said you will have trouble in this world. You can't expect to go 18 under every time on the course, right? There's no way that could happen. I wish we could, but that's not a reality. And it's the same way in this world, in our life. We will have trouble in this world. But the good news here is that Jesus says you will experience trouble in this world, but take heart, because I have overcome the world. We're on the winning team. Did you know that? If you're on God's side, you can't lose. We're no longer playing against Jesus. We're now playing with him. He's kind of like our doubles partner, if you think about it. We step up to the tee on that tunnel shot, hole 1 that we talked about earlier, and he's beside us, giving us advice, helping us decide what to throw and how to throw it. Yeah, sure, I'm probably still not going to throw an ace on that hole, but I'll be a lot better than I was before without Jesus' help. And this is how it is when we follow him in life. Of course, we still won't be perfect. We will still mess up, and we will all still have flaws. But with Jesus' help, we will look a lot more like him the more we walk with him. And when we walk with him, God doesn't see our scorecard. He sees Jesus' scorecard. So my question to you today is, are you walking with Jesus? If you are, let me know in the comments and how Jesus has changed you for the better since you started following him. But if you're not walking with Jesus, just know that I still love you. And I would love to have a conversation with you about him. Feel free to reach out here on YouTube or on our Instagram, and we'll get this conversation started. I'd love to talk to you about this. I'm running chains today. Because my goal in this life is to take as many people to heaven with me as possible. So for you today, I just want you to know, it doesn't matter if you shoot 18 under or 18 over. I still love you, and God still loves you. So go out there and have the best day of your life, and know that I'm praying for you and I love you. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week.